Hi, welcome to Productive C#. In this video, I'm going to talk about the using static feature that's been introduced in C#6. I have a console application, as you can see, that is basically reading all the files inside the ctemp folder, checking if the file exists, and and only consider the file with extension txt, get a file name, read all the text of the file, get a lot of numbers, and then do some sort of mathematical operation on these numbers, and then print some result to the console. So I want to show you how you can use this C#6 feature to make your code a lot more compact and more readable. So let me run this program, and you can see that it just printed the file name and the sort of number. That's the result of the operation. We don't really care that much about the number in this context, and also printing text in yellow. Okay, so as you can see here, we are using a lot of static methods, and when you actually use static method, you need to use class dot in order to be able to actually use them. So you end up having a lot of duplication of class dot prefixes across the code base. For example, console dot is used 4 times in this program. So the reason why this feature has been introduced is exactly to solve this problem, so that you can avoid adding the prefix all the time. And in order to do that, you can do using static, and then you provide the fully qualified name of a particular type, in this case system console, and this allows you to actually remove the console dot across the entire file, and this actually still build and compile. Okay, and you can actually apply the same logic for other classes, like for example math here is used a lot, right? You could really simplify the code and make it more compact just using a static import of the math class. And I'm going to show you now how to do this with ReSharper. You can just press Alt Enter on the name of the file and click Import Static Members, and boom, ReSharper automatically remove all the math.prefixes and automatically add the using static system.math to the top of the file. Okay, so you can just carry on, do the same for path, for example, do the same for files. Of course, you have to be careful here, because you are kind of bringing all the static methods into the global scope of the particular. So all the static methods in the particular types you're actually importing, you're making them available in the global scope. So you might have conflicts. So you might also make the code less readable. So it's very important to use this feature only when you think it makes the code more readable. Like for example, for the mathematical operation, it's quite obvious what this operation does, like sine, cosinus, pow, square, and so on. So it makes a lot of sense to use. I want to actually also use it for file, for example, and let's try to use it for directory as an example. And you can see that when I use that, file has been introduced while. Let me remove that and see. So the compiler is telling me an error. It says that this call is ambiguous, and the reason is because the exist method exists both in directory and file. So there is a conflict, because we are importing a method with the same name, and we are trying to use it, and we don't really know which one to use. So the compiler doesn't know it. So you have to directly call file.exist to make it clear that you actually want to use the exist method in file. So obviously, it's quite possible that this situation occurs. So pay attention to this. And finally, I want to show you that you can actually experiment with the code, try to use the using static statement, and if it makes the code better, fine. Otherwise, you can revert it back as it was, and you can do this easily with ReSharper. You click on the using static statement, you press Alt Enter, and you click Qualify Static Members, and boom, automatically will add console back, for example. And I can do this for all of this, and you're gonna actually get the same code as it was. So you can experiment with your code, use the feature based on your needs, and make sure that you're actually using to make your code more readable. So all of these syntactic sugar features that C# adds are for the benefit of the programmers, to make the code more easy to read and more easy to understand and maintain by other developers. And this is pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching.